What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Attila'S video. Today we are coming at you from our 15th country. We are in Romania and this is where I was born. We're actually in the city that I was born in. It is called Odorheiu Secuiesc and I'm going to be showing you guys everything and we'll explore a little bit and show you guys exactly where I grew up. As you guys can tell, we are dressed a little bit warmer than in our usual videos because it is late September and it is getting pretty chilly fall weather, especially here in Romania amongst the mountains and stuff like that. It gets very chilly at nighttime, all the way down to like 4 degrees Celsius, which is like pretty much almost freezing. It could almost snow, and we're starting this video off pretty early, around 9:30 a.m. so it's still pretty cold. So I'm wearing my sweater and Zay's got her jacket on and we're ready to explore. The city that we are in is called Odorheiu Secuiesc and that is in Romanian, and it also has a Hungarian name. It is called Székelyudvarhely and that basically is a mouthful and very hard to spell, but this city has 98 or 99% people living in here are Hungarian, so obviously it will have a Hungarian name as well. And a lot of surrounding cities also do have Hungarian names because this place was actually a part of Hungary back in history before it got taken over by Romania. So there is a large Hungarian population, and all the street names and everything here are in Hungarian, and every single person you will come across will most likely speak Hungarian. The majority of the people in this city are Catholic and Roman Catholic to be more specific, and you guys are going to see a lot of interesting churches today, and we're also going to visit the church that I got baptized in a little bit later. But you can see one of the churches right here. It is very interesting. It's shaped interestingly. The roof comes down all the way and it's very cool, and there's a nice park just where we started the video off. I used to come here with my friends and hang out late nights, and yeah, it's very beautiful, and we're gonna go ahead and explore some of the streets and show you guys how everything looks. And like I said, it is early morning and it's actually a Sunday today, so there are not a lot of people on the street. There's basically nobody out here, so it's nice and quiet for us to walk around and be able to show you guys everything. At one point in history, Romania was a communist country ruled by Ceausescu, and everybody knows that name here in Romania. And if you know a little bit of history, you might know it as well. But that guy was not very well liked by everybody. He did a lot of things that were not so good in the country, and you can see that all the apartment buildings are kind of similar, very old style, kind of Soviet looking almost. And yeah, I actually used to live in one of these apartments right here. My grandma actually lives still in one of these apartments over there in the distance. We'll put an arrow up there. But yeah, you can see just how interesting it looks walking the streets and how old the apartments look. Not all of them, but some of them. And you can see some of these old school cars, these Romanian cars over here. I remember growing up with these, and these would be all over the streets, and it would be one of the most popular cars that you would see. But right now we are actually going to make our way over to the hospital that I was born in to show you guys that, and then we'll keep going.
This is the first town that we're stopping in Romania, and because it's not really super popular or touristy, we wanted to show you guys a side of Romania that a lot of people don't see. And because Attila is from here, it makes it a lot easier for us to kind of like explain everything. We're gonna start off by also letting you know that we rented this car for our trip in Romania. It was 112 lei a day, which is not bad at all. It's actually one of the cheapest rentals we've seen in all of Europe. So we decided to have easy access to a vehicle to just get wherever we need to, and we're gonna be using this our whole trip.
When renting a car in Europe, it really helps to know how to drive a stick shift or a manual, because a lot of rentals are going to be stick shift. We actually rented a car in Croatia as well to get from one spot to another, and that was manual. And if you want an automatic car, it's going to cost you a little bit more, or potentially a lot more than a manual would. So if you're a budget traveler and you want to drive around, it definitely helps knowing how to drive a manual, and luckily I do. So right now we're going to head to the hospital, like I said, to show you guys where I was born. on March 2nd, 1992, 30 years ago, 30 years and some months. I was born in that hospital right behind me, and right now we are just back looking at it from the outside, visiting it. And obviously I don't remember the hospital, but I do remember everything in this city. I can navigate this city without a map. I was actually 10 years old when I went to Canada with my family, and yeah, I used to visit quite often as well because my grandparents, my cousins, and a lot of my family still live here to this day. And yeah, so I still visit, and I remember every single square inch of this place. And I still have a lot of friends as well because I did go to school and kindergarten here for a little bit, so it's awesome to be back and exploring. We have just made it to my old neighborhood where I actually grew up, and like I said, I moved away to Canada when I was 10 years old, but I can remember clearly it was the building right in front of us. It's an apartment building, and there's a whole bunch of apartments all around. You can see it's basically the same style, like a very old style. And this is the yard over here with all the garages and different buildings surrounding it. And yeah, that building right here was my building, and I grew up, I think, on the 3rd or 4th floor. I don't remember that exactly, but I can clearly remember having a lot of friends here. And I was telling Zay a story that when you wanted to play with your friends, you would come outside and basically yell until they came to their window, and then they would come outside and play. And it's just bringing back a lot of memories right now being in this spot. It's pretty hard to see right now, but this city is actually surrounded by mountains, and that's one thing that I used to do a lot of when I was a child. Is I would go on hikes with my parents and go mushroom picking. And also,
now you guys know why we love hikes so much on this channel.
yes, that is why we love hiking. And I think I did get Zay into hiking a little bit more than she was used to before she met me, because I don't think she was much of a fan or didn't go out in nature as much.
Yeah, right. Bugs just love to attack me, so I avoid it at all costs, but I've gotten better with being out in nature.
But the bugs still love her.
Yeah.
While we are still on the topic of nature, I'm gonna let you guys know that in this Romania series, we are definitely gonna be checking out some stunning spots, some amazing nature, so we're super excited to show you guys all that. When I used to live here with my family a lot of years ago, we did not own a car, so we had to walk everywhere. And this city is small enough where you can walk from one end to the other in like 30 or 40 minutes. So these streets I've walked up and down so many times as a child and whenever I came back to visit. And I'm, like I was saying, and I have been saying, I love walking these streets right now because it brings back such good memories and just an awesome feeling. Since we already showed you guys the hospital, which is right behind our little car over there, we are gonna go and show you guys where I was baptized. So this video is basically following a timeline of my whole life, but we're gonna hop in the car right now and head to that church where I was baptized.
These streets are a little bumpy, some of them. They're still cobblestone streets. Very original and cool. The church right behind me is called St. Nicholas Parish Church, and this is where Attila was baptized. And also, fun fact, his parents were married here, and it was built in the 1700s, so it's been around for a really long time, and it's really stunning on the outside.
And it's also located on a hill. It's very high up, and I still couldn't show you guys the mountains, but you might be able to get a peek through if you look this way over here. You can see in the background there are some nice hills and mountains, but we'll fly the drone a little bit later and give you guys one of those really nice B-roll sequences that everyone seems to love, and then you'll be able to see a lot better how this place is like. We would love to show you guys the interior of the church, but unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately, but there is a mass going on. I can hear inside. Like I told you guys, it is Sunday, but you can see how beautiful it looks and how tall it stands, and we can actually hear the music going. There is a mass going on in there. So right now we are going to head down and show you guys the city center where everything happens. We have made our way down from the church, and right here is the college of the city right here. You can see it. It's very non-traditional the way it looks. It definitely does not look like a college that you would find in North America. You can see how traditional the architecture is on it. And this right here is basically all in the city center. So right now we're gonna walk around and show you how the city center looks like, as well as the downtown area. religion plays a really big part in people's lives around here, and you can see that there's a lot of churches. We just showed you the one that I got baptized at. There's another one right here, and there's another one in the distance over there, and there are a lot more all around the town. Even though this city is not that big, it's about 50,000 people, or maybe a little bit more these days, I'm not exactly sure, but there are tons of churches and people always go on Sunday, and I used to as well, but I have stopped practicing. And yeah, this road right here is basically the downtown area of the city. This is where a lot of bars will be, a lot of restaurants, and a lot of currency exchanges for some reason, and banks. But you can see it is quite beautiful over here. There's a lot of beautiful flowers and a nice statue right in the middle over there, and there are some governmental buildings as well.
Being a really religious country, a lot of places are closed on Sundays. I'm not sure if this is entire Romania, but this town, literally there's not a single shop open. Maybe a flower shop, and that's it. I love going down memory lane when I'm back home, visiting parts of the areas where I grew up in. So I'm really happy to be here with Attila and explore the parts where he grew up in, and I get to stroll down memory lane with him, and I get to envision things when he's mentioning things about his childhood that I can actually put like a picture to the memory, and it's just really cool, and I just love it. That is it for today's video. We just wanted to start off our trip right here in Romania, give you guys a little bit of Attila'S history, where he grew up, and just kind of take you along with us. We have a lot more coming from Romania, so stay tuned. Please leave a like on the video, it really helps us out. Leave a comment if you had a favorite part or something was really interesting for you, and subscribe. We will see you guys in the next one.